Yo, YouTube, what is good, bruv gang? What's good? We are back with another video. Welcome to another edition of the JRPG Roundup Show here on the channel, bringing all the latest and greatest in all JRPG news. Without further ado, let's hop straight into it, man. So guys, we got some huge news incoming from a classic JRPG, a classic PSP and Game Boy JRPG. So, Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone is coming to PC in early access on February 6th worldwide. So stay tuned for the full details on Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone. So, Sting will release Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone in early access for PC via Steam on February 6th worldwide with English, Japanese, Korean and traditional Chinese language support the developer have announced. So, the early access version is playable from start to finish, including side content. The full version will feature big fixes and improvements based on player feedback. Sting anticipates the game will remain in early access for the next 3 to 5 months. Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone first launched for Game Boy Advance on March 23rd, 2006, followed by PSP on January 24th, 2008. iOS and Android versions were released on April 11th, 2019, followed by Switch on March 5th, 2020. While the Game Boy Advance and PSP versions were released in English, the iOS, Android and Switch versions are Japanese only. So here is a brief overview of the game via its Steam page. Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone first released in 2006. It has evolved with each release on various platforms and finally appears on PC. So here's a brief overview of the story. The Kingdom of Phantasnia is ruled by a royal family that inherited the blood of the gods who built up a stable era. However, the Kingdom of Phantasnia fell under the attack of the Empire of Bronchia. Meanwhile, Yggdra, a lone girl who escaped with her kingdom's last hope in hand, heads to the remotest land in the southern tip of the continent. She arrives and meets a boy, the King of Thieves, Millenor. The battle to liberate Yggdra's homeland begins with that encounter. Collaborate with allies Union System, a battle system that allows up to 5 people to participate in a battle at once depending on the character's position. Let's fight together with allies to defeat the powerful enemy. One-shot reversal tactics card. Use the power of cards with special moves to defeat your enemies. Skillfully use various effects and face difficulties. So here are some of the additional content they have added to the PC ported version of the game. So here are the port additional features. Added a rewind function. You can undo your actions as much as you like. Added autosave function. Even if you quit midway, you can start from your favorite turn. Added conversation log function. Added item hints to extra content. Hints are given on which stage the item is on. Addition of battle speed adjustment function. You can play up to 5 times speed from the beginning. The unit flunky will participate under certain conditions. What if flunky achieved the results in the first stage? And finally, sound set function. You can play by choosing from 3 types of sound sources. So here are all the new features that they've added to the PC version of the game. Japanese voices / English voices can now be switched. Ease to switch at any time during the event. Addition of free save. You can now save freely during battle. Infinite use of items in easy mode. Items can now be used indefinitely only in easy mode. Equipment removal. Equipment can now be removed in the middle. Adjustment of item break. Weapon does not break with item break and is unusable. Completely compatible with in-game mouse, keyboard and controller. You can adjust the layout of the keyboard buttons. So guys, this is huge news. Yggdra Union has not had an English release since the Game Boy and PSP version. So as we know, the Switch version actually did come out back in 2020 but was only exclusive in Japan. So I think it's great to see that Sting are actually making this game more accessible for players to play. This game was super underrated. I think I did talk about it in a previous video as well. I will be leaving a link or leaving a card, sorry, on screen so you guys can check that out as well. Yggdra Union was a super underrated game, man. I first played it on PSP. I didn't get to the Game Boy Advance version. My first introduction to the series was the PSP version back in 2008. So this game is super underrated. It's great to see that they're making this game more accessible. Of course it will be coming to PC as well. I do have a feeling, I do have a hunch that this game eventually will come to modern consoles at some stage as well. If the Steam release does very well, I can see them finally actually porting over the Switch version that is only in Japan at the moment into English as well. And hopefully maybe we might even see a PlayStation release as well, and maybe even a Game Pass release on Xbox as well, but that could be wishful thinking as well. Sorry Xbox fans, but if not, you guys will have to play that on the PC as well. So Yggdra Union was a super underrated game, man, and a game that I do implore people to check out as well. So this game is actually releasing on February 6th as well for early access, so it's definitely going to be worth checking out when it does eventually drop. So it also seems like Sting are kind of making like a revival for the Union series at the moment as well. I did report back on one of my previous videos as well. There was some news about Blaze Union Story to Reach the Future. That was an actual remaster as well that was coming for the Nintendo Switch, iOS and Android, and that is going to launch in 2023 in Japan. So if you guys are not familiar with Blaze Union Story to Reach the Future, this game does actually serve as a prequel to Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone. So my guess is that they're trying to make a revival for the Union series basically. I think that if Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone does do well on Steam, I think we will eventually see Blaze Union actually ported over, and we'll get a Western release as well and translated into English. So I do think that that is the strategy from Atlus and Sting as well. If you guys are not familiar as well, Atlus do actually publish these games and Sting are the developers for the games. So if that's why you're wondering about the art style of the games as well, that's kind of where it derives from, it kind of comes from as well. They've always given me that kind of like Manakemia type of design, the way the games are basically designed. They're super unique. Sting always are super unique with the way they design characters and they design their games as well. So that is Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone, which is coming for early access for PC via Steam on February 6th worldwide. So if you guys are new fans of the series or never even heard of Yggdra Union, this is a game that I 1000% recommend. Definitely mark it down your calendars. February 6th, Yggdra Union will be coming to PC via Steam for early access, and this is a game that I 1000% recommend to people and definitely you guys should try out. So that'll do it for this video, guys. This was a short video giving you guys the full details on the upcoming PC early access release of Yggdra Union Will Never Fight Alone, which is set to release on February 6th worldwide. So please like, sub, share if you're new, hit that notification bell so you get notified of my videos first, and I hope I can be you guys' #1 source for all JRPG news. So from me to you, this has been your bruv, the big bruv, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace!